Hello everybody, it's me, Werfs, and welcome to the second video in the Get Good to Get God series. So many of you guys have heard me say the phrase, the clock, quite a bit throughout my videos and streams, and I feel like I should explain it a little bit. The clock is exactly what it sounds like. How much time you have to kill your opponent, and how much time your opponent has to kill you. So say, for example, your opponent is sitting at a healthy 18, you have a single verdant force next to them, it will take 3 turns to kill them. Turn 1 you hit for 7, putting them down to 11. Turn 2 you hit for another 7 points, putting them down to 4, and turn 3 you hit for the last few points for lethal. Now this is obviously a very simplified version of what the clock would look like in a real game. In real games, oftentimes it will come down to a matter of a face race. Of course, there are many cards that can affect the speed of the clock. You can speed up the clock with buffs, direct damage, or just summoning more creatures to attack with. Just like how you can speed up your clock, you can also slow down your opponent's clock with various card effects like heals, taunts, debuffs, or removal, or even just land blocking with other creatures. So let's take a look at the first scenario again. Your opponent has 18 health left, and you have a single verdant force with 7 attack in front of their face. So how do we speed up our clock? If we stop on a single Elderwood Embrace, Ruin's Guidance, or use Tiki Caretaker's gift effect, we can boost Verdant Force's attack power to 9, effectively reducing the clock turn by 1. So now instead of 3 turns we needed to defeat your opponent, we only need 2. As you can see from this scenario, speeding up your clock by 1 turn also slows down your opponent's clock by 1 turn, as you will kill them 1 turn earlier. Not only that, you also give them 1 less card to deal with your threats, and that 1 card might just be the last nightmare or crystal flower needed to remove your board pressure completely. However, one mistake I do notice happening in the lower ranks in lower elo is overbuffing. So in lower elo, I see a lot of players slapping on as many buffs as their fairy pools allow. You know, getting a verdant force to a 13-19 or some crazy stat line like that against an 18 health opponent. Adding any more attack power on top of 9 will not speed up the clock at all, as you will still need to hit your opponent twice to clear out their health points. However, if we know our opponent runs healing, then perhaps that 9 attack verdant force isn't enough to take down your opponent in 2 shots. So boosting the attack power of the verdant force to 11 in order to ensure that even after a heal from Emperor's Command, we'll still have a 2-turn lethal. In a real game, there will often be times where you have to choose to either speed up your clock or slow down your opponent's. And the decision making behind that is quite simple. Check the math on how many turns it will take for you to lethal your opponent versus how many turns it will take for them to lethal you. If your clock is faster, 90% of the time, you're going to want to try to snowball the board and speed up your clock by 1 turn. If that's not possible, you're going to want to play defensively in order to slow down your opponent's clock. Anyways, that was just a quick rundown of the clock for this episode of Get Good to Get God. I did originally plan this series to be a weekly series, but I've been getting lost on the path of life recently. So sorry for you guys if it's coming out a little bit delayed. I'm still working on more of these videos, and thank you all for your support. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.